Hello, how is everyone doing today? My name is Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel. And today I wanted to discuss my experience with driving in my wheelchair. And I'm just drinking some lemon water, hot water with squeezed lemon in it, if you're curious. I have some better lighting today as well. Um, anyways, sorry if my room's a mess as well. I have some stuff on the bed, got some stuff over there, just some stuff just hanging out, whatever. Um, so, driving in my wheelchair. I began driving in November of this year, 2016. So I've been driving for about like 4 months, something like that. And in that time, I've learned a lot about myself and about the whole idea of being on the road when you have. Sorry, I'm just tilting my chair back. I'm just going to move up a little bit. The whole idea of being on the road when you have certain limitations and certain movements that will occur that may either be dangerous or that may be helpful. So, first, let's just talk about my driving system. I have a Scott DSI driving system. And if you look at my other videos, you can see, or one of my other videos has a little bit of a kind of tour of my car. Not really a full-on tour. Maybe I'll do that eventually. But it's just, you could see the driving equipment. And then if you want to just jump over there, watch that, and then come back. That's fine. But if you've already seen that, you will have seen that I have a small wheel that controls the wheel that's in front of me, which is the big wheel, the normal wheel that's in the car. And what I do is I push the wheel forward for the gas, and I pull the wheel back toward my body for the brake. And this system is amazing. It is so crazy that I can even drive, you know what I mean? And for my whole life, I haven't driven a car until I was 23. I wasn't able to take myself to work. I wasn't able to take myself to hang out with friends, to get food, to go shopping, to do anything. I would always have someone driving me around. So the fact that I can actually do this is just amazing to me. And the fact that this system is so easy for someone like me is really amazing. And yeah, it's really amazing. So if you can get your hands on one somehow, then I would do it, or at least try to get trained to see if you're able to do it first. So that's what the first step is. You would have to get an evaluation to see if you have enough body strength and to see if your vision is great and things like that, so that you will be able to drive. So if you don't pass that evaluation, unfortunately, you won't be able to drive. Some things I know that you won't pass the evaluation are muscle spasms, like intense muscle spasms, if you have seizures, I think. Also, if you can't turn your head at least like as far as I can, like about there or there, then you probably can't. And the upper body strength that you really need is just like a little bit of arm strength, not really a lot of arm strength, because they can adapt the sensitivity, but a little bit of arm strength to be able to push and pull back. And then, hold on. Sorry, I just don't want it to get cold. And then I think that would be it pretty much. Because I use a chest strap. I don't have good trunk controls. In other words, when the car stops, my body will be like, oh, okay. So it kind of moves with gravity, and moves whichever way the car is moving. So, so you just need, if you have bad trunk control like I do, you would just need like a chest strap or even a harness. I'll get into this a little bit later in the video. Even like a harness would do. And if you feel your legs are maybe a little bit, some people have like skinnier legs than I do. Like I have like pretty thick legs, so I won't like really flop around that much on my lower body. But, if you feel like your legs would be moving, you can get like a leg strap or something like that, or you might already have one as well. Let's actually get into that whole safety thing now that I'm talking about straps. I feel that everyone driving is risking their life, no matter whether you're in a wheelchair or not. So that's how I look at it, because, do you want to have this opportunity and be able to drive and, open up this whole world of possibilities that you might have never experienced before? Or do you want to be scared? These are the two options that you have. And of course, I want to be as safe as possible, but I'm not going to nitpick on little things, to make an excuse not to do it, because I'm the type of person where if I want something, I'm going to do it. So it is risky. But again, anyone driving is risking their life. There are a lot of crazy drivers out there in the world, and there are a lot of accidents that happen. But to be as safe as possible, you would want to make sure that, well, first of all, my chair gets locked in. So as soon as I wheel into the car, there's an easy lock. There's a piece on the bottom of my chair that will lock in when I wheel into the spot. So my chair is safe. My chair is not moving. And then I have the regular seatbelt as well, as well as my chest strap. And I can put that on myself. My chest strap I just leave on the sides of my thighs, and then when I'm ready to put it on, I can either, if I want it really tight, I'll tilt my chair back a little bit, and I'll put the strap on, and then I'll tilt myself forward. But if it doesn't need to be that tight, I'll just put it on myself, and then that's it. But I've actually been thinking about getting a harness, not a chest strap, because I find that my shoulders they have a little too much freedom, and I actually got into an accident the other day. Well, it wasn't the other day. It was like 3 weeks ago, but maybe 2. But it was just like a little fender bender. It wasn't really a big deal at all. Like, there was no damage on her car. There was no damage on my car. I just I was going to stop. She was turning left, and I was behind her, and I was going, and it was like a bumpy road, and I'll describe problems with bumpy roads after this, but it was like a bumpy road, and she stopped really quickly, and I went to stop, and my body, because of the bump and because of like the fast stop, my body kind of was going like this. And so what happened was I couldn't hold the wheel enough, and the car was kind of like just like boom, but like kind of like shaking a little bit. And during that time, I kind of just like tapped her car, and then I was able to hold the wheel tight enough to like stop the car, so it didn't do anything else. But it was it was just a fender bender. Really wasn't a big deal, but it did get me a little bit nervous with stopping really short. And because of that, I'm thinking I need to get a harness that's going to come over my shoulders and kind of clip here in the middle or something like that. And that would really hold me up straight and hopefully keep me there. So again, like I said, obviously it's a little risky, but it's well worth it. So things that you can do as a driver to kind of stop that trunk control is to stay back, like stay back away from cars that are in front of you, because in case you do have to stop, you have that time to kind of stop at your own pace and, you know, keep your body up because you're stopping at your own pace. So I've learned that. And yeah, so the first thing is to get evaluated, and if you pass the evaluation, you will be able to get training. In New York, you can train at Triborough. You can look it up. If you're in New York, look up Triborough driving rehabilitation. And even if you've been injured, they will rehabilitate you with driving, and they'll give you equipment and things like that so that you'll be able to drive again. But also for people like me, they have this advanced technology system. And it's actually really expensive, but I was able to get it through the state because I work with Vessid, which is like a state company. Excuse me. I work with Vessid, which is a state-run, like a government-run agency that works with disabled people to get them to work. And transportation is something that will get me back and forth to work. And so they were actually able to cover the whole driving system and the training as well. So that was amazing. If that wasn't if that didn't happen, I would not be driving. I would not be able to get this car because it's a very expensive system, a very, very expensive system. And if you have the money, that's great. But I definitely don't have the money. I'm just drowning here in student loans. So yeah, I was extremely lucky in this situation, and I'm just telling my story now because I want you guys to be able to look at these opportunities that you might have, look into these opportunities that you might have, and, you know, because you don't know unless you try. So I'm just going to give you some motivation here to just try it and see, you know, if you can do it. And if you can, I will be so happy. And if you already do, let me know. Leave a comment down below. What is your experience like driving in your wheelchair? Or if you transfer out of your wheelchair, what is your experience like there? It might be a little bit different than my experience, but I do stay in my chair when I drive because I can't transfer myself out of my chair. I actually need someone to help me do that. So because I want to use it for work and things like that, you know, and obviously I wouldn't want to have to transfer out of my chair every time if I don't have to. So, you know, because of that, I was able to get one that I could stay in my chair in. So yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything. This video is getting a little bit long. But yeah, if you have any other questions about driving in a wheelchair, then please leave me a comment down below and I will gladly answer them. And I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will see you soon.